No one remembers the exact moment he was counted out, because it wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was quiet. It was a slow, creeping realization, a shadow falling over a life that was supposed to be bright. It was that silent, painful moment when he finally understood a harsh truth. No one was coming to save him. No one was going to magically appear and change his life. Not his friends, no matter how much they cared. Not his family, despite their best intentions. Not time, which seemed to only make things worse. And certainly not luck, which felt like a fairy tale told to children. It wasn't a grand declaration shouted from the rooftops. It didn't impress anyone. It didn't get a single like or a round of applause. Now, right now, in this very moment, with all his flaws, all his fears, and all his failures weighing him down, he decided that the future, his future, was his to build or to break. There were no instant results. Let's be very clear about that. The world didn't suddenly roll out a red carpet. There was no magical motivation rush that made everything easy. No sudden confidence boost that made him feel invincible. In fact, it was the opposite. There was just discomfort, a deep, grinding discomfort that became his constant companion. He woke up tired every single day. His body ached, his mind was foggy, but he got up anyway. He went to work without any applause, without anyone patting him on the back. He put in the hours, did the hard things, and most days it felt like he was just pushing a boulder up a hill for no reason. He failed more than he succeeded, way more. For every small step forward, it felt like he was taking 2 giant leaps back. Rejection letters, missed opportunities, broken promises, they piled up. Just stay in bed. Just give up. It would be so much easier. But every single time he felt weak, every time the thought of quitting danced in his mind, he remembered why he started. He dug deep and recalled that gut-wrenching feeling of powerlessness, that feeling of being a passenger in his own life. And he made a vow to never, ever feel that way again. That memory, that painful anchor, became his fuel. It was the reason he laced up his shoes when he wanted to stay in bed. It was the reason he made one more call when he wanted to throw in the towel. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, something began to change. It wasn't his life, not at first. The circumstances were largely the same. The bills were still there. The challenges didn't vanish. What changed was something deeper, something internal. His standards. He stopped negotiating with his own excuses. The voice that used to say, "I'm too tired," was met with a new response. So what? Get up. The argument for ILL, do it tomorrow, was shut down with a firm do it now. He stopped explaining his dreams to people who would never understand them. He realized his vision didn't need a committee for approval. He stopped seeking validation from the outside world. The only approval he needed was from the man in the mirror. He became disciplined, especially when motivation disappeared. They looked at his life, at his accomplishments, at the person he had become, and they were baffled. They asked him what happened. What's your secret? Did you get lucky? Who helped you? They didn't understand the answer. They couldn't, because they were looking for a single event, a lottery ticket, a magic pill. They couldn't comprehend that success didn't arrive suddenly in a big, shiny package. It was built quietly, brick by brick, decision by grueling decision, in the unseen moments of his life. It was the sum of 1,000 small, unglamorous choices. If you feel stuck right now, if you feel like you're in that quiet, powerless place he once was, I want you to remember this. Your rise will not begin with confidence. Confidence is a result, not a prerequisite. It will not begin with a clear path or a guarantee of success. It will begin with a decision. A simple, quiet decision to show up. To show up for yourself when no one else will. A decision to keep going silently, relentlessly, when every part of you wants to stop. This is not a story about supernatural talent. This is not a story about incredible luck. This is the story of someone who got tired of their own excuses. This is the story of someone who chose to become the hero of their own life because they realized no one else was going to do it for them. And if you're listening to this right now, that someone can be you. Your story is waiting to be written. The pen is in your hand. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content to help you on your journey. Keep showing up.